What's up, you guys? I should honestly start off this video by saying what is down, and that is everything. The entire market and everything that we have been looking at is down. That sucks. Boom! There we go. Okay. Sorry for wasting 20 seconds of you guys' life. Everything that we have said lately is happening. That's why I'm so excited. Like, I literally, all my levels have been hit that I can't even show it no more. Like, everything has been hit. Look how far gold has dropped. Look how far gold has dropped. Like, we're getting there. OMG, we're getting to our swing positions. That is why I just ran to YouTube today to show you guys what is going on today. That is so crazy. Anywho, I want to peep UJ real quick. UJ is breaking above those highs right now. There's an order block, I think, on the daily. This yellow bar right here. I'm getting pop-ups. Okay. Let me use my mouse. I'm a little bit quicker with the mouse. There's a lot of negative time today, huh? Alright. Go over. There's this order block right here on the daily I've been watching. It looks like price is starting to break above now. So now that we can break above and we can close above, we're looking just continuations, right? What we can do, we can look to see once it closes above, because it has yet to close above. Once it closes above, either find an entry model from there, FVG, another order block, whatever, on a smaller time frame, or wait for a retest. Maybe come down to this area after it close above, hopefully here even, right, that equilibrium, and take off. So now we're really looking for this once we get that closure above. So I'm super excited to see that. That is it. We just got to see that close above. If it doesn't close above, then hey, we're not looking to continue this trend right there. XRP is super low. We're at freaking almost $1 now. That is cool. Anywho, we're still in that monthly FVG. You go back to XRP, there's gonna be huge monthly gap right here. Huge. All right. Now, I have yet to look at NASDAQ. But I can see where price is at. So it hasn't moved much. It's consolidating from 29,500. Gold. Oh my gosh. We're going to start this off explaining gold 3 minutes into the video by looking at what I said last week. So you can see my levels, right? I drew up that SVG. We had some levels right here from that negative 27 extension all the way down here. We had some of these like order blocks a little bit that I also marked up on the block. So that's what these are looking like. We're so far out. We're on the monthly. If we was to draw this up, let's see what that would look like. Sometimes I just want to see what it looked like. From there. There. Not much beautifulness. Okay. I just want to see. Yo! My timer went off or something. So, what we need, I'm going to go to the weekly. I want y'all to see these weekly levels. There's this gap right here. And I'm hoping the price would play off. It already played off this. Already closed within here. Or not closed, but already wicked this one. So all this liquidity was already grabbed. Can we go for this liquidity again? Look like this wick here induced this wick. It stopped short of this wick. So I'm really hoping price will get here. Like, this is my next level. What are we at? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go a little bit above. I want 3,900 to be my next alert. I want to know when price is getting here. Well, that's like exactly what my entry model at. Anyways, I probably want to enter there. I would want it to at least get into here. But this is all low enough to see if price wants to start reversing. Like, this is super freaking low. This is super low. We're below 4K. We haven't been this low since November. All right, and since then we've been taking off. We haven't been this price before October. And now we retested it in November, and this is our first time getting back to this price level. So what did we see last week when we were drawing this up?
Realistically, just thinking about gold being that low, it's crazy. The last time gold was that low was September of last year. So
Talking about that 27 extension.
why I'm looking for buys is because gold was in this crazy buy trend, and that we see that, I mean, it kind of went off the charts here a bit. So we go about maybe here to here. 800 days, it went up 3,814 points, right? So that's 300,000. No.
I think the biggest thing of this, I just wanted y'all to see that extension I had drew up. And I just did one for UJ too. I actually showed y'all the order block that I was going to use. I did in the video too. That's why this is me drawing that yellow bar, that line somewhere in here. And this is all on the mobile too. So I just did that video. You can see that's where I drew it up and what I was kind of expecting with UJ. But I already went over UJ. Kind of on gold. I really just showed that video just to show where that 27 extension was. I got another thing saved up for silver, so I'm lining up gold with silver, and the dollar. Let's look at the dollar index real quick before we continue with gold. Shooting the fuck off. Now here's a real difference maker. We got a monthly order block. We know that much. We see weekly imbalances all over liquidity. I'm hoping it could test off of this line. What if we can bounce off of this line? The whole thing is the dollar and the gold move in the opposite direction. So we're waiting for a swing on gold. Then we had to expect the dollar to start to drop again, which it just broke out of this consolidation area. That's going to suck. It just broke out of this. Right? Like, this is something you want to catch up buys or sells. This is all what you're playing with. Look at this. See how much price has just went back and forth in that area? That's why I don't like to play with that area. Jeez, how many times I got to backspace it to? Okay. So it's going up. That's all I wanted to see. That's all. That was enough. I know it's going up. That's why gold is helping gold drop. So if y'all been up to page, you know what all these lines and bars and boxes mean. We're back up above 4K. It's gold leaving us. It's gold ready to buy off already. Just kidding. Sold off pretty quick. Let's look at Forex Factory. I think tomorrow, Thursday, the 25th, is going to have some crazy news. Iran parliament speaker, somebody said on Wednesday that, oh gosh, she's just talking a lot of stuff. A declaration on U.S. defeat. Okay, so Thursday, 7:30 a.m. 2 red folders. We gotta be ready for that. Let me add some oranges here. Let me add everything too. I kind of I was showing how to use Forex Factor, and I kind of undid all my filters. So we do have some news 7:30 tomorrow morning. I'm hoping that will push us into the entry that we need, where we need to go. So let's see if we can push it a little bit lower. Obviously, it's not going to get there in the next 2 hours. Like, we still have a ways to go. But I like how things are looking on gold. There's this whole FVG. The price couldn't break below before at all. All these wicks to the downside. That's 6 wicks total right there from this yellow box. And now we're starting to close below. 7 wicks right here where it couldn't close below. Now we're closing below. We can. That is a huge close. Y'all see that? Now this close right here signifies that we're still pushing lower, right? Like, we're able to break through this area to get to new levels. So I'm hoping that new level wasn't just 4K And with obviously this candlestick hasn't closed yet, so if it could still close here and reverse, that's the crazy part. So if it closed below this area though, that means that it's able to go lower. But if not, then it's rejecting this whole area again, just like here, right? It was eventually price was all the way down here, looking like it wanted to close way down here, but ended up opening or closing way up here. It opened here, closed here. Anyways, price was all the way down there, closed the exact opposite range. So you can see something like that again. This whole candlestick could be a green candlestick. We don't know yet. Moving down. Before I move down, we do have some levels above, but it's just leaving hella liquidity on the table. So when it buys up, oh my gosh, there's countless levels. If I was to mark up every level, you would just see 100 white lines right now. This is the level. This is the level. This is liquidity. Here's some fair value. Got fair value. Got order block. Liquidity above. Order fair value back. Order block. Liquidity. Weekly imbalance. Key level. Another key. Like, it is crazy how much is above gold right now. It's crazy how much is above gold. Everywhere you look, you can see a bunch of wicks and liquidity and imbalances to the upside, which price is going to go for and grab when it decides to reverse. That's why I'm so ready to just buy gold. I'm not looking for the sell down here, right? We're looking to buy all the way up. Looking to buy all the way up. I wish I would have kept that buy position right here that I had on gold. I'm not going to be able to find that little ass scalp that I gave you guys last week because I ain't taking myself. Like I said, I'm looking for the buys. If we can find an area to freaking buy off of, I'm talking about the long buy, like the swing, the position trade where we just hold it for freaking the next 5-6 weeks, bro, and make a whole freaking salary. It's coming up. It is coming up. We're almost there. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? We have another level that we can get to. So we're just waiting on that. Let's go 1 hour. Everything looks damn near the same for the 4 and the 1 hour. It's just pushing. We getting some closure belows. We need to stay below. It can still get up in here, like the equilibrium even here, and still close down, so we can see some consolidation within this area as we move heading down. But we're looking for it to head down. We want it to head down. That was all New York we see right here. It's currently 8 a.m. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So, I mean, this was the first candlestick in New York. That's probably why it's starting to reverse a little bit. More people are in the market. They're seeing how low it went. Soon as freaking 8:15 hit, market started to reverse. So, it's filling in a lot of those areas. We got some gaps here, gaps there. That's probably why it's going back up to retrace a little bit because of how many gaps there are. There's all these gaps. It's not gonna leave just everything on the table, right? If there's gonna be a gap left on the table. Even this gap wasn't left on the table. This gap wasn't left on the table. I'm trying to find a gap. Maybe this gap right here, it was barely tapped into. I'm going to zoom in for you guys who you probably can't see as well. Maybe even like all these gaps here. This tiny gap that looks like it's not even a gap, it still was tapped by this candlestick. This gap that got hit, this gap right here, this tiny gap, if it's a gap, hit by this candlestick. Then this isn't a gap. No gap. This gap here, tapped. So it's not leaving much on the table for right there. Anything within that daily, weekly FVG, which is this blue box with the yellow lines, there's no fair value gaps left in that mug. A couple order blocks, right? Order block. But outside of like technically imbalances, they're all grabbed, all of them. This one is that's where price is probably getting to. This little one right here, this is where I'll look to sell if I was going for a scalp. All right, future traders, this is where that scalp would be. This is the only fair value gap that has not been tapped. This is a good area for price to get into to continue selling, and hopefully we could sell to about this area, but I probably won't even hold it that low.
There's no telling what price will do for the next. Who knows? Because I'm really looking between now and Thursday morning when we get this volatility to make something happen. So there's no telling what news Trump will drop tonight. One moment we have a peace deal, the next we don't. One moment it's free and the Strait of Hamas is open, the next it's not. Like it's that's very hard to predict the fundamentals right now. Fundamentals are crazy. Gold falls below 4,000 an ounce. Strong U.S. dollar, hawkish Fed signal. So, anywho, this is why I look to scout. So, all these other FVGs been taken. That's why I look to for price to start selling off again. It probably just grab that, this one, and this one, just to keep falling. It hasn't been a change in I want to say standard direction every time, state of delivery, until it gets this high. If it can do green candlesticks all the way to here, then we might see, okay, now it actually might buy off a little bit more. Like we might see a little bit of a bull trend for the next few hours, 4 hour. Looking at all of this though, seeing that's how the 15 look. Let's peep the 15, let's peep the 5, and then I want to look at. See, right now we're getting into that fair value gap right now. I want to peep that hourly after that. I could see a lot of levels for price to get to on the 5 minute. Hourly. See, the hourly has a lot more gaps too. All these candlesticks are gaps. There's a gap here, gap here, gap here. It would just take too long to draw them up. So I hope y'all can see with the naked eye. Like this candlestick closed here. The candlestick didn't get no low higher than here. It didn't get no lower than here. There's a gap of imbalance here. Imbalance, imbalance. This one isn't a gap because it has this candlestick here and this candlestick that closed all the way through it. Cool. Give me about, I'm back on the 5 minute. I'm finna grab my chicken sandwich. Let's see what happens here within the next few minutes. Boom! It must be nice to just fast forward and see what happens next. It's almost 9 a.m. I want to see how this candlestick closes. If it is going to close above here. Well, it closed above because now this is 9 a.m. candlestick right now, which is this order block right here though. There's this order block right here. Little 5 minute that looked like it played off of with it. So we could see it start to reverse now, or just see how it's going, right? Because it's disrespect to this 15-minute gap. So even closed above that 15-minute gap. So now we can use this as support to keep going up, or we can start to break below it. Let's go back to the 5 minute and see what happens. I'm gonna change this color just a little bit so we know that it's the 5 minute, not the 15. And let's pause for a second and see what happens just in a second. Wabang! All right, I'm back. Y'all are back. Y'all didn't have to wait. That's crazy. That I wish I could just sit here and let this play out, but I'm doing so well keeping this a short video that I don't just want to sit here because each one of these candlesticks is another 5 minute. So, excuse a brother for trying to get some protein. Pay attention to the order block. That order block was a great ass entry. Wow, on the 5 minute. So it would have been a great ass entry. My apologies. We got some liquidity down here. I bet I get there. I bet we go straight for it. Each one of these is the gap. I bet everything just the same price. Come on with it. Price is gonna get down there again. So my thoughts are, let's see when we can get to this level. When are we going to get here? I'm not even too worried about the reaction. Like, this is such a good key level, especially 3,730, because that's where this is where, let me do this, a trend line. This is where Swaggy, right, Chris Williams, had his level at, which it doesn't have to be perfect,
but that is about where it's at. So it's not my level. I don't have the same exact level. Mine's about right under 3,800. Like if it gets here, I might just press enter. But I'm hoping this is not like within the next. I'm hoping this is in Asian or London. I'm hoping this lines up with tomorrow news on Thursday, but I just can't predict that. That could be a quick wick, and then it could be a quick wick and then buy off. Plus, it doesn't have to buy off; it can keep selling. Right? Nothing that the reasons, all the fundamental reasons why gold is dropping, nothing has changed. Like nothing has changed for Iran, or are we even close? So, um, it can keep dropping more than just my levels. So that's my only second worry is that, okay, we get to where we know that gold's needing to go, but once we get there, is that the old time bottom, or do we see that price is trying to like keep falling because the dollar keeps getting stronger and the war tension keeps on, and oil just keeps. What the? Wow. It's so hard not to cuss right now because y'all, this is oil. This is your gas tank. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? I feel like you don't have to understand anything to understand that. Like, it's going down. If you pass high school math, you should see on this graph that this is going down. Which means things are getting cheaper. Wow. Look at the last time it was at this price. Before the freaking tensions, that's for sure. Wow. It's getting back to its normal price levels. That's crazy. That's going for this gap, this huge ass gap. Has yet to close it, and now it's finally coming back to close it. What if it closes this gap and start to go up again? Like, that is crazy. We have a volume imbalance on the daily. It's gonna be on every time frame because no gap is there. We have another gap here, another gap there, another gap there, another gap there, another gap there, another gap there. Each one of these kind of been closed up, right? Like this been closed, that got closed, that got closed. That didn't get closed completely, but liquidity was grabbed. Closed. Liquidity grabbed. Open. Right, this one's open. So the last few of them been open. Let's make this yellow. Is that daily? Yeah, yellow's daily. And balances. Wow. So hopefully this can like close this gap and then reverse. Because if it reverses, that means gold's ready to reverse too. I want to see what gold look like over here. We're getting there. So we're about this area right here. Breaking through these FVGs. All that crazy good stuff right now. So right now, price is right back there. Look like it still doesn't want to break this area right there. Which if it doesn't, cool. I might see if it doesn't break through here Thursday, we might get an entry. Ooh, that is so scary. You get an entry Friday and then a holding over the weekend. Because that can either sell the heck off over the weekend or maybe buy up. There's no telling. That's betting on fundamentals. Unforeseen news events. That's crazy. Silver. Look what I got for silver on here, y'all. Let me mute my mic. There's too many mouse.
Almost equilibrium of this consolidation zone. So it's still not pitch perfect. Like there's still a gap. How I marked this up. But as y'all see, like price is all calculated. It's all algorithm. It's all rigged. It's all fake. So I'll just try to mark this up as best as I can from the actual high. Not like here, right? From the actual high to the low, that looked perfect. Maybe I didn't mark up the consolidation perfect, but that's almost equilibrium right there. Right, so about that equilibrium zone.
Every time I say equilibrium, I'm talking about the middle of this blue line, which lines up with this negative 27 extension within that consolidation zone. So that's what I'm talking about when I say equilibrium.
We're going to keep that there, see how price plays off of it. Maybe even set alert, right? So I'm going to right click, add alert. This name is something.
59.73.
Let's do silver. But it just like.
So that alert that I placed right there, it actually hit. It hit today. 59 point something, right? Right now we're at 59.0. So we hit that level equilibrium. I deleted it because I did something else. Silver, so we cannot see it. I have marked up, but I think for the majority of everything, we have marked up. So I literally told myself I'm gonna delete it because I can just go back to this video to find it again. I can see on my screen what I marked up. I can clearly see it was this area here, but instead of just marking that up, let's redo that whole. Whoa, it's pretty far. I would hate to see it get that far, just because that's a way larger gap than gold or anything else. Maybe this high. Let's do that high to this low. Still got some negative 27 extensions down there. All I know is silver's dropping off harder than anything else. Like, price of silver, don't sell your silver right now. You got any silver, just hold on to it for a little bit. Hold on. We're definitely breaking below all of these though. So everywhere where price couldn't close below, we're closing below. So like we're closing hard. So we might have to look at those negative 27 extensions we just had drew up. Where's the other one? I swear I had to. Just do this. I'm gonna start from over here though. Drag about that way. And then we'll do green. Extension. I'm gonna say extent from hierarchy time. Honestly, the whole point that I'm trying to make to y'all today is higher time frame analysis, right? Pay attention to everything happening on the higher time frame. That's where the plays are being made right now, where we can find some higher time frame moves right now. That's why you see me on such a higher time frame. I went all the way down to the 5 minute for gold, but everything else, that is what we need to pay attention to. Even gold. Let me show y'all something else. This is some secretly high key stuff. Low key? Anywho, this morning people realize all their levels are getting hit. We're running that low on silver. Silver might tap that 1 hour at 50%, around 59.5. Remember, that's the same thing I was just talking about on here.
When I see that message pop up from
right, we just had that. It's about 59 point something. Y'all just seen it, right? So everyone sees that level. This is like with a bunch of pretty good traders. It's a weekly 50% that she's at. Higher time frame rules. Oh, y'all heard it. I hear you for the Marco. Da, da, da. He got me on this. I could barely tell what it was. Silver. I only knew it was silver because of these prices over here. He got all his levels marked up. Look like we're in some weekly area. It's hella gaps stacked on top of each other on silver. So this dude said 3,900 for gold is on the way. I don't know what the heck he's trading because his prices are a little bit lower than everyone else's. Silver just pierced a 1 hour balanced price range.
So everyone like 7 a.m. today was crazy. 7 a.m. today was crazy. And everyone's seeing that. So, anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think. That's the markup for today.